Hello everybody! Welcome back to some more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is a continuation of the last episode where we played the Nitro Tracks in time trial mode, 200cc specifically. And for those of you who don't know, the Nitro Tracks are the Special Cup, they're the Special Cup, the Star Cup, the Flower Cup, and the Mushroom Cup. And today's episode, we're going to be doing the Retro Cups, which are the Shell Cup, the Banana Cup, the Leaf Cup, and the Lightning Cup. But before we do that, we have to go back and change our character, because we're not going to be playing as the same character 2 episodes in a row. First, let me change this back to our default, because I like to see all the characters in their default costumes. That's just what I like to see personally. And today, we're going to be playing as Yoshi again. This is probably like the 4th time we've played as Yoshi this playthrough series. But the reason that we're playing Yoshi so much is because Yoshi has 9 different costumes here. Somebody like Mario, who has none, will look exactly the same. When we play Yoshi, we at least have a little bit of variety. So we're going to be playing as Red Yoshi, as that'll just continue along on the line of Yoshis. First we did regular Yoshi, then we did light blue Yoshi, then we did black Yoshi, and now we'll play Red Yoshi. So what red carts do we have that go well with our red color scheme? We could go with something simple like a standard ATV or the standard cart, as that'll just change color to match your character. But I want to go with a cart that's just like naturally red. Well, the GLA cart isn't naturally red. It's normally silver, like the W25 Silver Arrow or the 300 SL Roadster. But I guess it can change color. So you know what? We've never used this car before. I think it looks pretty snazzy with Yoshi. We'll just go ahead. Yoshi gets to drive himself a pretty fancy real-life car. And let's just go and give him some red tires and the very basic standard super glider. So there we go, a decked out all red combo. Looks pretty cool. Yoshi is normally a lighterish character, but I'm guessing because of our kart combo, we're heading towards the medium side, but I think that's personally fine. It doesn't really make too big of an impact. And we're going to be starting off with the Shell Cup with Wee Moo Moo Meadows. And once again, this is 200cc, so it's pretty difficult. Shy Guy Falls in the last episode was super hard. But anyways, we're going to be racing against Nintendo Leonel, the Baby Daisy. I'm expecting this track to go by super quickly, because Moo Moo Meadows is normally a already really short course. But if we combine the shortness of Moo Moo Meadows on top of the speeds of 200cc, this course is probably going to be super short. Like, look, we're already basically halfway through the track, and it's only been like 20 seconds. Look at that, one lap was like 24 seconds. That's insanely short. It's crazy. We gotta be careful because there do indeed be some cows on the road. Ouch. I ended up bumping into the fence because I had too much speed. I couldn't control myself. Now I'm a little bit behind the computer. Not the biggest fan of that, or the ghost, I should say. I don't know why I keep calling them computers. I'm just used to calling other racers computers. So when they're not actually computers and they're the staff ghosts, it kind of throws me off a little bit. Ah, darn, the fence again. Let's just go this way. Maybe we could find a way to catch up. Doesn't seem like it. So starting the episode off with a loss. But honestly, that's okay, because this course was super short, and I feel like I didn't really get enough of a fill of this course. Like, I kind of want to do it again. So, I am perfectly fine with just doing this course again. A-okay by me. It's really short anyways. That was only like a minute. So here we go. Second try. Hopefully we can do better. I gotta find a way to control myself, though, because when I take the shortcuts, I get so much speed that I just can't control myself. I just go flying into the fence. Like, there we go. That was a little bit of a better job at controlling myself. So first lap, doing pretty well. We have about a second of a lead. There we go, that was good. I did not go flying into the fence. That's what we like to see. And we're about tied at the moment. There we go. They're 0.07 seconds ahead of us. Oh no, I went flying into the fence. Okay, go, 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 go. Oh no, I had too much speed. I went over the speed boost. Darn. So I got very close once again. But because I had too much speed going off the trick ramp, I jumped over the speed boost. If I didn't jump over the speed boost, I think I would have probably won there. But unfortunately, since I went over the speed boost, I did not win. So, hopefully, third time's the charm. We'll have to see. Yikes. Ah. Okay. Could have been worse, probably. We are 1.1 seconds, so I think this is the biggest lead we've had so far on our first lap. Which is a good thing. Yikes, avoid the cows. The cows, very dangerous. I think we have to restart, because that is not good. That is not good at all. So, a little bit of a struggle on the first course. Well, I think it's fair, because Moo Moo Meadows, it's a pretty twisty track. It's very small. There's a lot of tight turns that you have to make, especially for 200cc, where you've got so much speed. It's quite hard to control yourself. And there's also all the cows that you have to avoid, too. So it seems that always on the first lap, we have a lead. But on the second and third lap, the staff ghost catches up really fast. Oh, it's the cow again. Darn. So I don't think it's possible to catch up, because the staff ghost is very far ahead. How far ahead approximately? 1.3 seconds. That's a huge difference. But I'm still gonna try. Yeah, once again, really, really close. We keep getting close to winning, but we're just not able to do it. So hopefully soon we'll be able to get the victory, because this is pretty difficult, especially since this is the first course of the episode. Moo Moo Meadow is supposed to be the easy course. The fact that I'm struggling on it a lot is quite concerning. I'm hoping that this isn't a little bit of foreshadowing for how much difficulty I'll be having in today's episode. It's had quite a bit of difficulty in the last episode. There were a lot of difficult tracks. But if I'm struggling on Moo Moo Meadows, that's very bad. Ah, cows, no! Darn. The cows are so difficult. They're hard to avoid. So I just gotta not run into the cows, avoid the cows, take safe turns, and not screw up that shortcut, and then I'll be able to win. It's a pretty rough start to today's episode, but hopefully it won't go too poorly. We're about a second ahead, which, you know, that's a pretty good lead. That's about what I'd say our average lead is, for the first lap at least. Come on, go, go, go. We're really close. We're only 0.3 seconds ahead. They use their mushroom there. I personally like to use the mushroom here, because I think it saves a lot more time. Come on. Don't trick there, because if I trick there, I'll get too much speed. No, I got stuck in the patch of grass. So unfortunate. Man, I'm getting close. So hopefully I can do well this time. Moo Meadows is supposed to be a very easy course. And I don't like the fact that I'm struggling so much on what's supposed to be the easy course. Because if I'm struggling this much on the easy course, imagine how much I'll be struggling on the hard courses. I don't want to imagine that, because Shy Guy Falls was already hard enough in the last episode on 200cc. I can't imagine a course even harder than that. But anyways, I think this is the biggest lead I've had so far, 1.8 seconds. That's a pretty huge lead. You know, I'll take whatever I can get. Excuse me, cows. I had to brake a little bit. Because there's always the chance that I bump into the fence a lot like this and then lose my lead. Currently, I've still got a bit of a lead, which is good, because I think all the other times I've lost my lead on the second lap, so still having my lead at 1.1 seconds is pretty good. Gotta be careful. More cows. Brake. Alright, I can see Baby Daisy is very close to me. Yeah, I just saw her right there. Okay. Go, 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 go. Uh-oh, patch of grass. Please don't tell me that's enough to slow me down. I don't think it is. There we go. We won. A little bit of a struggle for the first course. Not the biggest fan of that. But I think I'll be fine on the upcoming courses. Let's see how we do on the next race. The next course that we're going to be doing in today's episode is GBA Mario Circuit. And we're going to be racing against Nintendo Pit, the baby Luigi. This is another relatively easy course that will probably go by very fast since we're on 200cc. I hope I don't struggle on this as much as I did with Wee Moo Moo Meadows, because that would be a pretty, it would be pretty embarrassing. But you know, we're off to a good start, I'd say. There we go, I'll use my mushroom right here. For this shortcut, I can fly over everything, including that little barrier over there, and I just get plopped down over here. That's pretty cool, but it seemed that was slower, because Nintendo Pit is in front of me now. I don't like that. That shortcut I must have taken must have actually been a slow cut. And I got stuck in the grass. So, you know, I'm not doing too well. And I don't like that, because I want to be doing well. I can't even see Nintendo Pit anymore. How far ahead did they get? Man, they're almost 2 seconds ahead. This is not good. That quote-unquote shortcut I took must have been, like, so much slower, because how did they get so far ahead? I can't even see them. Man! They just, like, after I took that shortcut, they just managed to get so far ahead of me. I guess note to self, don't take that shortcut next time. So attempt 2 on what is supposed to be an easy course. Hopefully it won't be like Moo Moo Meadows and take quite a few tries. Because that wouldn't be all too good now, would it? So this time I am going to avoid the shortcut over here, because it seems to be slower for some reason. And instead, we'll just save our mushroom for that shortcut. That seems to be good. We're now about a second ahead, so we've got a lead, which you know is better than last time. Oh, never mind. We no longer have a lead because I got stuck in the sand. Ah, I got stuck in the sand again. Gah, darn it. Now Nintendo Pit is quite far ahead. So once again, a lot of work to do. About a second. But at least now I can see them. Compared to last time, I couldn't even see how far ahead they were. So there we go, Nintendo Pit won again. You have to play pretty perfectly to beat the 200cc time trials. they're very good. There's not much wiggle room. You make one mistake, and then you just lose. So we have to try this again, but hopefully, third time will be the charm. Hopefully I can win this time. Because this is supposed to be an easy time trial, as I've said. And if I'm struggling on the easy time trials, I don't want to imagine how hard the Rainbow Roads and the TikTok clocks and those difficult courses in the Lightning Cup will be. So as I said, this is supposed to be the easy courses. You know, Moo Moo Meadows, Mario Circuits, the one where they kind of just throw you the bone. But this does not seem like they're throwing the bone to me. This seems pretty difficult. I have to work for my bone here. There's no free handout, it seems, on 200cc. You have to work for everything. Yikes, avoid the oil. I almost got stuck in the oil, and that would have been awful. It would have ruined the time trial. Well, you know, I still got a little bit of a lead. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. There goes my lead, and probably there goes my race. Oh, well, there we go. So you know what? This is only the beginning of the episode. It's already starting to get a little bit long, so I'm just going to cut to the point to where we win. Come on, go, go, go. I've got a lead. I've got a lead, and there we go. We won. That was pretty difficult. I would say it's still easier than Shy Guy Falls. Shy Guy Falls was definitely much harder, but this course was still pretty difficult. Definitely still posed a bit of a challenge. There we go. We won, and now we can move on to the next course. So the next course that we're going to be doing is DS Cheep Cheep Beach. And we're going to be racing against Nintendo Museo, the Lakitu. So hopefully Cheep Cheep Beach could be a little bit easier after having 2 difficult courses. That would be nice. But honestly, if this one's difficult as well, I wouldn't be too surprised. I think all of the 200cc time trials at this point are just going to be hard. I don't know what else to expect, man. They're difficult. Like, look, they even know about this shortcut. I'm pretty sure the 150cc time trials didn't know about that. So I'm already starting to get very concerned. Because even they know about the huge, giant shortcut. So I don't know how I'm going to catch up. I don't think it's even possible. You know what? I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to restart and just hope for the best. Second try, technically, we haven't done one full try. But that's because I gave up midway through, because I was pretty sure it wasn't possible to actually win. Once you start to fall behind, you just kind of know it's just over. Just game over. Now I've got a lead. Barely. So it's making me feel a little bit better. Well, I no longer have that lead, because he found a way to get past me somehow. And I bumped into the wall. That seems to be a pretty easy thing to do. Man, why do these time trials have to be so good? So it seems that this is also going to be a difficult time trial, which honestly I'm not looking forward to. At least last episode, while there were definitely lots of difficult time trials, like we had Toad Harbor and we had, what's it called? Shy Guy Falls. There were definitely a lot of easy time trials sprinkled in as well, like the Mario Stadium and like Swamp Ruins. Those were all pretty easy. So far, the start of this episode seems to be that every single time trial is going to be ridiculously hard. And I'm not a big fan of that, because that just means that I'm cutting out me failing over and over again, and most of the content isn't going to be all that interesting. Although I'm certainly hoping that the content stays interesting. But at this rate, that doesn't seem to be what's going to happen. But, you know, we could always keep high hopes. Yikes, that was a very narrow shave. I almost got hit by the crab. We're about a second behind, and there doesn't seem to really be a way to catch up. But I'm just going to go and do this one all the way through. Just because I want to actually complete it. So far, I haven't actually completed the course yet. I've only just like gone partway through and realized, nope, it's impossible to win. So yeah, there we go. We were about a second behind. And as I said previously, the beginning of this episode is already long enough. I'm just going to cut to the point to where we beat this track. Oh, I won? I wasn't expecting to win that at all. I was like behind and I thought for sure I was losing that and I was just going to have to redo it. But somehow I just managed to sneak by at the end. Oh my god. Well, that's cool, I guess. We won. And that wasn't too bad, actually. That was weird. I wasn't saying anything because I was like, okay, I lost. That's too bad. And then, no, I just somehow managed to win that. That completely took me by surprise. But there we go. We beat DS Cheep Cheep Beach. And now we're moving on to the next course and the final course in the Shell Cup, which is N64 Toad's Turnpike. And we're going to be racing against Nintendo Re, the Toadette. So, you know, it would be nice if this course would be an easier time trial. But at this point, I'm just expecting it to be difficult. Because we haven't had a single easy time trial so far, and I'm not expecting that to change. But this course doesn't really have any spots to use mushrooms. I ran into the car, so that's an instant reset. You know how time trials works. But this course doesn't really have anywhere to use mushrooms. So I think I'm just going to use one at the start of the race. And then I'll just figure out where else to use my mushrooms. I don't know where else to use them. But I'll certainly go up here. That appeared to be slower, because now the staff ghost is ahead of me. And I don't like that. Not in the slightest. Ow! I keep running into the cars. They're difficult to avoid. And also because I keep bumping into the wall. That doesn't really help either. But I don't even know if this has really been difficult, because I've just been screwing up in, like, the most ridiculous, silly ways. Ow! Like that! I didn't even think I was close to the car, but I guess I was in the range of getting hit. It didn't look like I was in the range of getting hit, and I just got hit. Now, that seems a little bit ridiculous to me. Ooh, I managed to sneak by! That was scary. There we go, get a trick boost, get some coins. Now we are behind, apparently. I don't know how we could be behind, but it appears that we are behind. Which seems a little ridiculous to me. They're gonna go up there on the anti-gravity path. I will not take that path because I am pretty sure it's maybe not slower. I thought it was slower. It seems to be around the same speed, and it seems taking those glider ramps are just not worth it. Just not worth it in the slightest. And yes, I can already tell this is going to be a difficult time trial because, holy cow, look at how far Toadette has gotten. What happened? I look away from the mini-map for a second, she's just gone. Completely gone, and I'm giving up. That's not possible to make the comeback. This is ridiculous. It's like she has like a speed hack on where she gets like double speed or something. How is she going so fast? This doesn't make sense. Like, look at that, I just drop down instantly and I lose so much speed on the glider ramp. I just don't think it's worth taking them. So we appear to be about even. I took a little pit stop to get some coins. Oh, and I bumped into the wall again. Typical me fashion. The glider ramp didn't really appear to do all that much. Ow. That was so close, though. That was definitely my best attempt. I think we can do it. I don't think it'll be that bad. I think we could be successful. Hopefully. There we go. I'm getting a little bit better at avoiding all the cars. It just takes practice. Practice makes perfect. Alright, let's go over here for our pit stop to get some more coins. We have a lead once again. That is indeed what we like to see. Use a mushroom there. We got a little bit of speed, and we also did not bump into the wall, which is great. Alright, we got to take a little bit of a risk. Weave through the cars. Very scary, because if you hit the car, you just instantly lose. But we did not. So we are doing fine. More than fine, actually. We're winning with a decent lead. So that's very nice. There you go. Leave a little bit of space from the wall. I don't need to be hugging the wall at all times. I seem to like to do that for some reason because I want to be the most optimal. But sometimes just cutting your losses is better. Yikes. There's the staff ghost. It's neck and neck. Go, 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 go. Don't hit the wall. I hit the wall. Oh, no! That was so close. It's all because I hit the wall at the end. But I know I can do it. I know it won't be too bad. I'll cut back to when we win. Okay, got a lead going into the final turn. Or not final turn, but the final stretch at least. It seems to be pretty big. I don't think any amount of screwing up could ruin it. There we go! We did it! That wasn't too bad. It was only like 2 or 3 attempts off camera. But we won. That's what we like to see. And now we can finally move on. Gosh, I'm struggling a lot on 200cc. So I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. As I said, I'm struggling a lot. Do you want to know how much I'm struggling? My recording time currently is 50 minutes for 4 tracks. That means I spent about 12 minutes per track on estimate, which is insane. Probably the video's only been like 10 minutes or 20 minutes, somewhere between there, because I probably cut out a lot of the failures. But I've been struggling a lot. But we're moving on to the Banana Cup. Hopefully, the Banana Cup will be a fresh start, a lot easier. But we're not starting it off on a high note. GCN Dry Desert, one of my least favorite tracks in the game. But it's 200cc, so maybe it'll go by faster. And we're racing against Nintendo Chris, the Lemmy. The Dry Desert might actually be kind of interesting because we have mushrooms, so we can take all of the really big, ultra cool shortcuts that we normally can't take in a regular race. Because when we're in a regular race and we're in first place, we have mushrooms. Or we don't have mushrooms, correction, because we have like coins and bananas, and we need mushrooms to take said cool shortcuts. So in versus race, we don't really get to do anything all that interesting on this course. But in time trials, we can take some of those cool shortcuts, and I accidentally let go of my drift without meaning to do that. And I feel like a little bit of a fool for doing that. Here we go. We'll take this really cool shortcut. Cuts off a huge amount of time. Look at how far ahead we are. Finally, a little bit of an easier track. It seems that the computer did not take that shortcut. And while I could be boring and just take that shortcut every single time, which actually I wasn't going to do originally, but since I screwed up quite a lot and now the computer is basically right next to me, I am going to be boring and take that shortcut every single time, because now I'm kind of forced to do that, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. I was going to take some more interesting shortcuts, but I don't really have that choice anymore. So it would be really nice if we could first try this track. And I think we will be able to, because the computer does not take that astronomically huge shortcut. It's just so big. Ow, I ran into the Pokey again, but I don't think it'll matter. Because he's not going to take that shortcut. Probably. And then we'll just be able to win. Would you look at that? Even with running into the obstacles on basically every single lap, we're still able to win. There we go. We take that shortcut once again. And that is a very easy win on Dry Desert. That's nice to see, especially after the 50-minute recording I've been doing for now on the past 4 tracks. It's nice to be able to finish a track on my first try in only 3 minutes. I really appreciate that. So it'd be nice if we'd be able to first try Donut Plains 3 as well. Hopefully, we'll be able to do that. Let's see, will Nintendo Mazio be nice to me? I sure hope so. Let's see how we do. I'm hoping that the time trial is relatively lenient, because the Shell Cup time trials on 200cc, they felt really strict. Felt like you could make 0 mistakes. Like, absolutely none. While it felt like Dry Desert was like, you know what? You fall off the track, you can still win. It's okay. And honestly, after struggling so much on the Shell Cup, I really appreciate that. So Nintendo Mizuyo is a little bit ahead of us. About a second. But now they are no longer ahead of us. I've fallen into the water, but honestly, that's okay. Not anymore. This course is quite difficult. It's got a lot of tight turns. You might be noticing a trend here now. Courses with lots of tight turns being difficult. Course that's very open, like Dry Desert, being easy. And a lot of the retro tracks are very tight, because the original games that they came from did not have 200cc. There was no 200cc in the original Super Mario Kart. So it is clearly not even close to being designed with 200cc in mind. And yeah, we did do pretty poorly. So maybe on our second try we'll be able to do a little bit better. Maybe we should try taking a different shortcut, because I always seem to screw up on that ending part with all the twists and turns. And the ending shortcut kind of allows you to skip that twist and turn section. So maybe it'd be good to use my mushroom there instead. That might actually be a smart idea, because that's what the staff ghost does. So maybe I should just follow what he does. Although I'm in front of him, so I can't really follow him now. But you get the point. Oh, well, I got stuck. Interesting, the staff ghost actually goes into that water section, surprisingly. Here we go, there we go. That makes the course so much easier. It's just a straight line instead of that twisty, curvy section. I think I'll just take that all 3 laps, because that'll make my life a heck of a lot easier. Also, I can go around like that to cut off a little bit of that corner, save myself a bit of time. Don't mind if I do. And there we go. Now I've got a huge lead. Isn't that great? 1.4 seconds. I'll certainly take this. Second try is good for me. It's not like half an hour I'm going to be spending on this one track. Go, 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 go. I think we have this in the bag. There we go. Second try. That's good for me. That was so much easier than the Shell Cup. We're already halfway through the Banana Cup. I spent a total of 6 minutes doing this. I spent 50 minutes on the Shell Cup. Let me stress that. 6 minutes for half the Banana Cup. If we double it, just to say that we finished the whole cup, that would be an average of 12 minutes. The Shell Cup took 50. That's insane how much easier the Banana Cup is. The Shell Cup is supposed to be the tutorial easy cup, and I had so much more of a hard time. But anyways, enough complaining. Let's move on to what I hope is another easy course, being N64 Royal Raceway. And we're going to be racing against Nintendo Dylan, the Baby Peach. So, you know, it'd be pretty nice if this would be an easy course as well. But if it's a hard course, I'm not going to be too surprised. I'm just expecting every course that we go into to be a hard course. And then when it's an easy course, I'll be pleasantly surprised. So you know what, we probably have so much speed on 200cc, we could just take that shortcut without a mushroom. In fact, I think it gave us too much speed, because it sent us almost flying into the off-road. So it might just be better to ignore that shortcut entirely. Here we go. This is where I'm going to be using my mushroom. Just to cut off a little corner, just like that. And I'll use my mushroom here this time. Oh my goodness, I got so much speed. It sent me flying into the lake. And that probably ruins my chance of winning the race. But I'm just going to keep going anyways, just in case. So, you know, it's actually not as far apart as I thought. I'm only 0.5 seconds ahead, despite flying into the lake. It's actually really close. That's oddly surprising. Maybe it's because they're using their mushroom there on that shortcut, when you can just easily take the shortcut without a mushroom. So, you know, if I didn't go sent flying into the lake, I honestly think I might have had a chance to win this. So, you know, this seems to be not too difficult. I think I'll be able to do the second try. And honestly, I'm really pumped about it. I'm excited. So let's just jump back into this, give it a second try, and see if we'll be able to win. Second try. Here we go. I think we can do it. I don't think it'll be too difficult. I don't think it'll be like any of the Shell Cup difficulties. I'm still finding it bizarre how difficult the Shell Cup was. That just doesn't feel normal. All of the courses there were ridiculously tight for the time trial. But the Banana Cup seems to be the leniency I was expecting. It's just bizarre. You know what? I'll certainly take it. I don't mind getting some easy courses. Or I should say easy staff ghosts. It's not really the courses themselves being easy. It's more of the time trials being a lot more generous on the time you have to get. I can't even see the staff ghost. That's how far ahead we are. Oh, I'm feeling so great about myself. We're 4 seconds ahead. This is the farthest ahead we've been for the entirety of today's episode. That's what I love it. And please tell me I'm not going to throw away my whole lead just right there. I didn't throw away all of it. I threw away a good chunk of it. But not all of it. I still got like probably about a 1 second lead. Which, you know what? That's still a very good lead. So there we go. We won. Second try with such a huge lead. That's what we like to see. So now, the final course that we'll be doing for the Banana Cup is 3DS DK Jungle. And we're going to be racing against Nintendo Poly, the yellow Yoshi. Interesting, it's not Donkey Kong. We're racing against another fellow Yoshi. Will we be able to win? I don't know. This is where it'll be decided who is the better Yoshi. Red Yoshi versus yellow Yoshi. And I'm a little bit concerned because... Oh, well... you didn't see that. This is our first attempt. Nothing happened. I definitely didn't burn out at the beginning and forfeit right away. Anyways, Red Yoshi versus Yellow Yoshi, who's gonna win? And anyways, as I was saying, I'm a little bit concerned about DK Jungle. This was a course that I struggled quite a lot on the time trial for 150cc. Oh, well, I have to restart again. I can't even get to finish my sentence. The reason why I'm so nervous about this course is because I struggled a lot on DK Jungle for the 150cc time trial. And as you can see by today's episode, 200cc is much harder than 100cc, or 150cc I should say. So the fact that I struggled on the 200cc version makes me extremely worried that I'm going to struggle even more on the 200cc. Look at that! I can't even take the shortcut! That is crazy! That's insane! Where else do I use my mushroom? Maybe just at the start? I think I'm just gonna have to do that, because I can't take that shortcut. It's me flying into the air. That was ridiculous. But yeah, as I said, I'm very concerned for this track. But who knows, maybe the time trial will be generous. That would be quite nice. I would appreciate some generosity. Here we go, Nintendo Poly, I think it was. I don't remember the name. Anyways, the yellow Yoshi has caught back up. I'm just gonna use my mushroom here again, because I don't really have anywhere else to use it. And yep, it was Nintendo Poly. I was correct on the name. But yellow Yoshi has caught up once again. And it seems that the staff ghost also knows that you can't take that shortcut, because they're not taking it either, and I went off the stage. I was doing so well. But anyways, it seems that that shortcut is impossible on 200cc, because not only can I not take it, the staff ghost doesn't take it either, which definitely proves that this course was not designed for 200cc. Because if you can't even take the most, like, basic shortcut that's designed for this course, I think that just goes to show that 200cc wasn't really planned all that well. It feels like it was just kind of an afterthought plopped into this game. A messy afterthought, that's for sure. It's crazy chaotic. But you know, if you need a little bit of chaos in your life, 200cc is definitely the perfect guy to call. Oh! Too fast. 200cc is just too fast. So this course is giving me a little bit of a Shy Guy Falls kind of vibe so far. But it's not in the case of Shy Guy Falls being not only is it difficult and impossible with tight turns, but the staff ghost was also ridiculously good at it. Here, the frog got in my way. But here, the staff ghost seems very lenient. It seems very fair. It doesn't seem like it's ridiculous like Shy Guy Falls was. This just seems like it was a normal, casual person playing the game. While Shy Guy Falls seemed like it was a master pro Mario Kart player. There we go. We're pretty on par, despite the fact that I screwed up a lot and even ran into a frog. So, you know, as long as I don't make any more big, massive, colossal mistakes, I think I'll be fine. Excuse me, frogs. And yeah, we've got a pretty big lead. So, you know what? I'm A-okay with this. And I still have both my mushrooms. I don't really know where to use them. I think I'll just use one of them here. And then I think I'll just use the other one here. Just because why not? Uh-oh. Yikes. It's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Actually, everything is fine. I was just coping, but it seems that everything is fine. I'm honestly surprised. No, the frog! Oh, thank goodness it jumped out of my way. Thank you, Mr. Frog. Alright, Nintendo Poly is right there. But I think we have this in the bag. There we go. 200cc was much easier than 150cc for DK Jungle. And looking at my timer for my recording, I've done a total of 1 hour and 7 minutes of recording. Keep in mind, when I finished the Shell Cup, I was at 50 minutes. That means the Banana Cup took me 17 minutes to do, while the Shell Cup took me a whopping 50 minutes, almost 3 times the length of the Banana Cup. The Shell Cup was almost 3 times the length of me doing it. That's just insane how much longer the Shell Cup was. But anyways, we're finished the Banana Cup, and we're moving on to the next cup, which is the Leaf Cup. And we're going to be starting off with DS Wario Stadium. I'm a little bit concerned about this, because it's a pretty twisty track. But we're going to be racing against Nintendo Massim, the Waluigi. Let's see how we do. I think if I remember correctly, DS Waluigi Stadium was also a course I struggled on when I did 150cc. Oh, well, I burnt out. Unfortunate. But I'm hoping I don't struggle on 200cc. Although I think I definitely will. The ridiculously sharp turns, all the obstacles, I don't think it's going to work too well on 200cc. But you know what? Hopefully, I can prove myself wrong. That would be really nice. There's definitely some mandatory brake drifting there. There's no way you can get past these turns without brake drifting. There's so much speed, you just jump over the second speed boost jump panel. That's insane. It's blowing my mind so much that I'm losing my vocabulary skills. It's like, oh my goodness. Here we go. Take that shortcut, and somehow I'm in the lead. That's honestly surprising. I wasn't expecting that. But you know, I'll certainly take it. Ah, there we go. Brake drifting. Ah, brake drifting again. So much speed, we just jump over the second jump boost panel. Brake drift again. Brake drift again. You have to brake drift on practically every turn. It's crazy. Brake drift here as well. Oh, I missed the glider ramp. That's too bad, but it ends up being fine. I actually got a pretty big lead. This would be my first try if I didn't burn out on the with the rocket boost, but this is basically my first try. And I'm doing a lot better than I thought I would be. I'm struggling on this a lot less than I did on 150cc. And I missed the glider ramp again, but it doesn't matter. Boom! Practically first try. It technically was second try as I burnt out on the first race and I was forced to restart. But that doesn't count. This was basically a first try. That's what we like to see. We can just move straight on to the next course. The next course is funnily enough, another GCN course that I really don't like. Which is surprising, because there's only, like, almost every single GCN course, in my opinion, is good, fun, or at least okay. Sherbet Land, I've never liked it. I don't like it in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I didn't even like it back in Mario Kart Double Dash. Dry Desert, I don't like in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It was fine in Mario Kart Double Dash, but they made it worse in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I just find it funny how we're playing back-to-back cups. My two least favorite GCN courses, or at least if we're comparing this version to it. But even then, I never was the biggest fan of Dry Desert back in Mario Kart Double Dash. I was just like, it's okay. It's a pretty fun course, but there's better. In this game, I don't like it. And I don't like Sherbet Land either. It's sad how the only GCN courses that we're going to be doing in today's episode are my two least favorite. But anyways, enough talking about how sad that is. We're just going to be racing against Nintendo Sophia, the Iggy. It'd be nice if we could get this done first try. I would appreciate it. I'm not expecting it. But who knows, maybe it'll be like Dry Desert, where I get it done first try with a huge lead, surprisingly. Maybe they'll just be really generous with staff ghost time. I would certainly appreciate that, that's for sure. Alrighty, I'm going to save my mushroom for this little shortcut. Oh my goodness, I got so much air off of that. There we go, a 1.1 second lead. That's pretty good by me. I'll certainly take it. I'm quite happy with that. This might be just like Dry Desert where I get it done on first try very easily. If so, thank you very much, game. I very much appreciate that. So I fell down here. That doesn't really make too big of a difference. The only thing I lose out in is the fact that I missed the shortcut. But honestly, that's fine by me. Whoa, Shy Guy! I almost ran into them. I guess they'll just have to take 2 shortcuts on lap 3, I suppose. Oh well. I'm fine with that. But what other shortcuts are there? I guess there's this. That's actually a pretty decent shortcut. And here we go. We'll head over here. We'll take this shortcut, and we will take our easy victory. There we go. So it's nice to see back-to-back wins in the Leaf Cup. It's going quite well. I'm a little bit worried about Music Park, which is coming up next, as Music Park is a very twisty track. It's got a lot of twists and turns. It's very tight. I don't think it's going to go too well. but I'm gonna hope that it goes well, even though I highly doubt it. But anyways, here we go, 3DS Music Park, and we're gonna be racing a Nintendo Mitsu, the Daisy. So will I do horrendous on Music Park? Probably, but only time can tell. So I'm just gonna kind of keep my driving pretty simple. Don't use drifts where I don't need to. Don't use tricks where I don't need to. Just drive and try not to fall off the track. And also use a lot of brake drifting. Like there, if I'd done a trick boost, I definitely would have gone flying into the wall. Oh my goodness, I got so much speed. I'm like at the top of the roof of this section. Alright, so there we go. There we go. I ran into the wall quite a bit, so that slowed me down. Very unfortunate. I think I have to do a little bit of drifting and maybe some tricks to catch up. I don't really know. I don't even know if it's possible to catch up. I sure hope it is. But I'm not really sure. Alright, here we go. Oh my goodness, I'm up at the top of the roof again because I've got so much speed. But man, Daisy's so far ahead. I don't think I'm catching up. But this is definitely going to be one that I have to do multiple times. Oh! Well, there we go. That certainly puts the nail in the coffin. I'm not winning this. But you know, I've already gone so far on this race, on this time trial, I might as well just finish it off. Oh my gosh, I didn't even make that. Well, that's certainly embarrassing. But there we go, minute 45 was my final time. Probably a lot worse than the staff goes, but it's a new record! So we'll just have to try that again. Yeah, I was 9 seconds off. Ooh, I can already tell this is going to be a little bit difficult. Here we go. We've got to really concentrate. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a victory. But honestly, I don't know. This might be another one where it takes me a long time, like Moo Meadows, or pick any course in the Shell Cup from today's episode. They all took me a ridiculous amount of time. Brake drift! Thank you. Alright, there we go. I got stuck on the wall for significantly less time, so now I'm winning. That's what we like to see. Brake drift. I need to use a lot of that. Alrighty, we're doing well. There we go, we're doing very well. I didn't actually think we would beat the second try. I thought it would take us many tries, but I have to remember, hold my tongue, I haven't won yet. Don't start talking about how I thought I was gonna have to do multiple tries until I finish the race. That's why. That's why you hold your tongue. Anything like that could happen. At any possible moment. And then you just lose. Yeah, that's sad. I was doing so well. Oh, and I got flattened, just to add insult to injury. There we go. We'll have to do this a third time, and maybe a fourth time, and maybe a fifth time. I don't know how many times you have to do this, but hopefully it's not too many. Third time's the charm. I think that's the second time I've said that this episode. But it might come true. Who knows? Not me. I have no idea. Use a little bit of brake drifting. very important, especially when you're on 200cc. It's like necessary. There are many turns in the game that you cannot do without brake drifting. Okay, there we go. That's a good start to the race. Almost 1 second ahead. Okay, we've got a lead, but I gotta be careful because it can just be like last time where I screw it up and completely sell at the very end. And I do not want to screw up. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I choked. Oh boy, I threw. Well, 4th time it is. Cause yeah, but that was a better time, I'm pretty sure. I was a lot closer. But sadly, it wasn't enough for a win. Because I fell off at the very end. Again, I'm screwing up so much on the final lap. I'm doing so well on the 1st and 2nd lap. And then it's just the 3rd lap where I just choke. And I fall under the pressure. I can't handle the pressure. There's too much pressure. Even though there's nobody watching me while I'm recording this. But you get the point. I just gotta do everything that I've learned from all my previous attempts. Brake drift on the turns. Don't trick on that jump specifically, because if I do, I will go flying into the wall. And just don't fall off. Oh, I fell off. I failed to follow my own advice. I've lost track of how many attempts this is. I think this is 5 now? I'm not even sure. It doesn't even matter. Well, if it was 5, make it 6. It doesn't matter. But still, this is a lot easier than the Shell Cup so far. Because I definitely feel like I have a chance to win. It doesn't feel like the time trial ghost is ridiculously hard and strict. It's just more of me screwing up. But I could definitely not screw up. It's definitely my fault. It doesn't feel like it's the game's fault or that it's like ridiculously impossible to beat. Cough, cough, Shell Cup. Cough, cough. Okay, there we go. 1st place. Well, I guess there's only really 2 places I could be. But you get the point. I'm winning. This is good. We just have to keep this up. There we go. No tricking there, because if I do trick, I'll go flying into the wall, and it will completely ruin my race, because I'll have too much momentum because of 200cc. Ooh! Well, would you look at that? I managed to avoid needing to use my mushroom, so I just get to use it in the straightaway for like a little bit of a bonus speed boost. Isn't that nice? Brake drift. I had too much speed even without the trick boost. Oh, that was close. I almost fell off at the end. But there we go. We won. And now we can move on to the next course. So now we're moving on to the final course in the Leaf Cup. Very fittingly, N64 Yoshi Valley. And we are Red Yoshi. And we're racing against Nintendo U. You're the green Shy Guy. What are you doing here? This is Yoshi Valley. You're not allowed here. It's not Shy Guy Valley. It's not Shy Guy Falls. We already did that That was an awful course. It was very difficult. Hopefully Yoshi Valley will not be like that. This is my valley. I have to retake my valley. Why is there Shy Guys here? They are trying to take over this place and make it a Shy Guy Valley. We will not allow that. And even though the whole gimmick of this course is that there are a lot of different split paths you can take, there is only really one split path that is worth taking. Left, and then go to the left again. It is by far the fastest path on Yoshi Valley, and while it may not be the most interesting path, just taking that path every time will basically guarantee a win. Not necessarily, because everybody else will also be taking that path, presuming you're not playing against computers. But you get the point. And also, even though you do have the risk of falling off, it's really not that big of a risk. It's not that difficult. It's pretty easy to stay on the bridge, I must admit. And you can see, I've got such a big lead, because the staff ghost is taking other paths. And the other paths are just completely unoptimal. I don't know why I'm failing to speak. Mario Kart is making me forget English. That just seems to be a trend in today's episode. I'm slowly losing all of my vocabulary skills. And it seems some of my Mario Kart skills, because I just drove into the grass for absolutely no reason. We've still got a huge lead, even after all those mistakes we've made, because every single time we took the best path, and the fastest path. Uh-oh. Go, 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 go! Go, go, go! Okay, that was actually kind of scary at the end. But there we go, we won. Even with all the colossal mistakes we made, it didn't matter because taking the fastest path every single time just completely makes up for it. So now we're moving on to the final cup for today's episode, the Lightning Cup. And we're going to be starting off with DS TikTok Clock, and we're going to be racing against Nintendo Elena, the Larry. Let's see how we do. So other than the Shell Cup, I haven't really been struggling too much in today's episode. It's funny. All of my struggles and difficulties have just been at the beginning of today's episode. Although that definitely could change here with the final Lightning Cup, as a lot of these cups, or courses in this cup, including TikTok Clock, have very sharp turns. And that was definitely just my fault. And I shouldn't have fallen down there. But it might be difficult. I don't know. And I think I should probably just use my mushroom at the start, because TikTok Clock really doesn't have any mushroom shortcuts, or at least that I can think of off the top of my head. And if there are no mushroom shortcuts, just using a mushroom at the start of the race to get up to top speed is definitely a very good strategy. And oh my goodness, we're going so high, we fly over those little handle thingies. That's insane, we've just got so much speed. Here we go, we go up here, get a little bit of a speed boost. And we're 2.6 seconds ahead of the staff ghost, and that's really good. So we might not be needing to be doing this again. It might actually go really easily. And honestly, I would like that. I don't mind having easy courses. In fact, I quite appreciate it, because it makes my job much easier. And look at that! A shortcut has opened up. And look at that, I nearly screwed up that shortcut. That was actually very scary. But I did not screw it up. And now I'm almost 5 seconds ahead. And look, another shortcut has opened up. And I did not nearly screw that up. It was a lot easier. And that's one of the things I just really like about TikTok Clock. It's got so many moving mechanisms and parts that you just always have to be aware of, because a shortcut like that can just open up on one lap and then disappear for the next lap. It's just really cool. Like now, that shortcut is not available. You can't take it anymore. But you could take it on the previous lap. So there we go. We won. Essentially first try, if we don't count me falling off the edge. But I think that counts as second try, as that wasn't me burning out making a simple mistake. That was me actually screwing up. But anyways, pretty easy, and I appreciate that. So we only have 3 courses left for today's episode. And the third to last course that we're doing is 3DS Piranha Plant Slide. And we're racing against Nintendo Frank, the Wendy. I remember screwing up a few times on this, on 150cc. I don't remember if I really struggled on it. I just remember not doing it first try. So hopefully it won't be too bad. I don't really know, but we'll just find out together. Alright, brake drifting is essential because we are on 200cc. You have to brake drift on 200cc. It's basically the rules here. I don't make it up. It's just how it works. And I will use a mushroom, and I have to brake drift because I get too much speed from the mushroom. Otherwise, I would have been sent flying into the wall. Oh, I went straight into a pit. That is not good. And now I am behind Nintendo Frank. And I do not like that. Not one little bit. But maybe I could catch up. Honestly, it's probably not too big of a stretch to say that I could catch up. It's probably very realistic. Look at how close we are, even after me falling into the pit. And look at that, I'm winning now. That's nice. Just gotta be careful. Don't fall into the pit again. Just avoid the pit. It's not worth it for those, like, few coins. The risk of falling into the pit. And I almost ran into that blue. That was also very scary. I had to brake drift there a little bit. Lost a little bit of speed, as per usual. But you just have to do it. It's a rule of 200cc. Slow and steady wins the race. Another standard catchphrase from me. There we go. I can see the end. I screwed up at the very end, and I am very upset about it. Oh my goodness. I got so excited, and then I threw. I don't know why that happens to me so often. It just does. And now we have to do it again. Because of that one simple mistake. Sometimes things like that can happen. Alright, so we're pretty close right now. Never mind, I'm almost a second ahead. We were pretty close, but I'm starting to think that the staff... I fell in the hole again. But I'm starting to think that the staff ghost might not take the shortcut, because they always seem to be like a decent amount behind me after I take the shortcut, even when we're like really close to each other. Or maybe they do take the shortcut, but they just do it very poorly. That's also a possibility. Either way, now I've got some work to do to catch up. I guess I'll be able to see whether or not they take the shortcut. They kind of take the shortcut. They take a different version of the shortcut. It's weird. Instead of taking the cut through the fence, they take a cut around the fence instead. Which, yes, it is still technically a shortcut and you do save time. But such a small amount of time. And it's weird that they go out of their way to ignore the kind of really obvious one. Take a very obscure, weird shortcut. Especially since it's worse. It's very confusing. You know what? I'm okay with it. But that means that the staff ghost does worse, which means it's easier for me to win. There we go. Almost a 2-second lead. That's very good. Even if I fall into the pit, I think I'll be fine. But I have no intentions of falling into the pit, and I still fell into the pit anyways. I should just avoid that pit. I don't know what's wrong with me. Every time, every lap, every time on the second lap, I fall into that pit, and now I fell into a new pit. And I always think, oh, it would be great to jump over the pit anyways to get the speed boost. I don't know why. That's just the way my brain is wired. And sometimes it does very silly things. I know we all have that experience where we tell ourselves, okay, brain, do not do this. And then your brain is like, okay, and then just does it. And I don't know why. Maybe that's just a me problem. You guys should let me know if you guys also have experience from that, because I have that a lot. I feel like it happens to me weekly. But maybe that's just a me thing. I don't know, it's possible. It's possible that I'm just a very silly person. And honestly, I already know I'm kind of a very silly person. Once again, we have a pretty big lead. 3 seconds, that's actually a huge lead. I don't know what I did so much better this time. Will I break the curse of not falling into the pit? Finally! I didn't fall into the pit on the second lap. That's the first time out of all of my attempts I've actually done that. Of not falling into the pit on the second lap. That's just kind of funny. We're doing quite well now. There we go, about 5 seconds ahead. And I think no matter what I do, I don't think I can lose this. I think I have this in the bag. But don't get cocky yet. The race isn't over. That's a lesson that I've kind of learned, but my brain still doesn't remember. My brain is silly, as I said. But you know what? Even if my brain is silly, it's still my brain, and it has to do a lot of work, so I should probably cut my brain a little bit of slack. I'm not perfect all the time, so why would I expect my brain to be perfect all the time? But there we go. We won. That's what I'd like to see. Now we only have 2 courses left. So the penultimate course that we're doing is We Grumble Volcano. And I'm very concerned about it because it's a pretty difficult course. On top of 200cc. Eesh, that doesn't sound good. But anyways, we're racing against Nintendo Maria, the Morton. Let's see how we do. Maybe we can do well. I think I'm just going to use one of my mushrooms straight off the bat. Because this course has shortcuts on it, but it's very weird. The Grumble Volcano's whole gimmick is that every lap, part of the course starts to disappear. It like falls apart. And as such, some shortcuts will open up on the later laps, but they're not available really on lap 1 or lap 2. I'm pretty sure it's like only at the end of lap 3. So that means for lap 1 and lap 2, you don't really have that many options for like a good shortcut. And I ran into that fire and I'm a little bit embarrassed. Because normally here, at the end of lap 3, that little mountain volcano thing, with the block on top of it, it wouldn't be there, and you'd be able to take a jump with your mushroom. Or maybe even without your mushroom on 200cc, because you have so much speed. But on the first couple laps, you don't really have anywhere to use your mushrooms. So I'm just going to kind of use them as like recovery tools, or like speed boosts in just straight sections. It's kind of like what mushrooms are designed for originally. There we go, I'm going to go this way this time. Follow the staff ghost. Seems like a pretty good idea to me. Let's see, how far behind are we? About 1.5 seconds. It might be possible to catch up if the computer does not take the big final shortcut on lap 3. But if they do take that big shortcut, I think it's just impossible. Alright, here we go. It's the moment of truth. Or actually, not right now, but a little bit later. Will the staff ghost take it? They will not, because the shortcut isn't available. The shortcut isn't available. I should have probably thought about this, because on 200cc, you drive much faster. So, the volcano is still crumbling, and the shortcut is not available. So, that is not good. There goes my entire kind of strategy. take that final shortcut and hope that the computer does not, or the staff ghost does not take that shortcut. Unfortunately, that strategy will not work. So I have to think about something better. And I already have a new strategy. It's called just be a better player. And let's hope that it works. I'm going to go over here to the right, because I think this path is much easier to take. Or at least that's just how I feel. I don't really know where to use my mushroom. I guess I could use it here. There's like a tiny patch I could cut. Cool, I guess. Anyways, let's just continue on. Ah! Oh no. Well, there goes my whole lead. Now we're basically even. And that is not good. Yikes. Alright, I don't think I'm just going to take that path every single lap. It's by far the easiest path. I don't really want to worry about taking the other path. Ah! Yikes! Oh! And there goes my chance. Okay, this will actually be the attempt that we get it. Come on, we can do it. We can beat Morton. He's beaten us like, what, 5 times? 20 times? No idea. I've lost track how many times I've done this. I know it's been a lot. But we can win. We've got it in us. We don't give up this easily. We have to show that we are the superior gamer. And we will show that by not giving up. Even if it takes a ridiculously long amount of time. There you go, 2.27 seconds ahead. Pretty good start. Brake drift a little bit so I don't go flying off the stage. Okie doke, we seem to be doing quite well. Very well, actually. 3-second lead, that's what I'd like to see. As long as I don't screw up, I think we'll be good. Brake drift. Oh, that was weird. I like hit the glider ramp, but I didn't get my glider until I landed on the ground. Bizarre. But you know, it doesn't matter, as this was the attempt where we finally beat Grumble Volcano. So we've only got one course left to do for time trials for today's episode. And that course is none other than the one and only Rainbow Road. Actually, it's not the only Rainbow Road. There's like 9 Rainbow Roads at this point. But I think you get it. It's Rainbow Road. Rainbow Road is always going to be the last course out of like the special ending cups. But anyways, we're racing against none other than the main man, Mario, controlled by Nintendo Fasuti. Let's see how we do. So N64 Rainbow Road is known for being very short, or at least the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version of it. The N64 version of it is known for being very long. So it's kind of funny how polar opposites they are. N64 Rainbow Road and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is known for being super short, and then the original N64 Rainbow Road is known for being super long. But since we're doing this in 200cc, it's going to be even shorter than it normally is. And ow, that chain shop got in my way. And now I'm gonna probably be doing quite poorly. And there's probably a high chance I just won't be able to win. Actually, never mind, because it seemed that the staff ghost wasn't too good at drifting. So, you know, that's good for me. It gives me a chance to make a comeback. And look at that, it's only been 40 seconds and we're already in the final lap. It's crazy short. Each lap is only like 20 seconds. Oh no, I fell off. Uh-oh. Mushroom! Come on! Staff Ghost is right there. The end is also really close. We can do it. Come on. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Oh. Well, I guess we'll just have to do it a second time. And honestly, that's not too bad, because that was really short. So here we go. Rematch. Round 2. If I just don't fall off or run into the chain chomps, I should be able to win. Here we go. Just mushroom straight off at the start because it's Rainbow Road. There are no shortcuts. Doing much better this time. We haven't got hit by like a chain chomp ball or anything yet. That's what we like to see. Oh my gosh! Those like ripple effects gave me like such a big speed boost and just launched me off the road. That's crazy. But we're still winning. Just barely. We just gotta not fall off. Ooh, I almost fell off, but that would have been awful. Alright. There we go. We won. It only took 2 tries. And that means that we've beaten all of the retro tracks for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So far. There are still technically some more retro tracks, like the original DLC for Mario Kart 8 has retro tracks, and the Booster Course Pass is filled to the brim with retro tracks. But we finished the retro cups, if you get what I mean. Anyways, I know it's pretty confusing, but you don't have to worry about it too much longer, because this is where we're going to wrap it up for today's episode of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. You know, I'm just going to cut to the point to where we win.